what I am saying is monitored, but what I am doing is not necessarily always monitored. For example, let me give you a crude example. uh, for example, one mosquito is biting you. Do you think twice before giving a slap to the mosquito, or you do it spontaneously?
It's a reflex action.
Spontaneous.
It's a reflex
Spontaneously.
action. You do it spontaneously. The moment a mosquito is biting you, you don't think, you just simply, your hand automatically moves and slaps that mosquito. This is spontaneous action. Though the example is not very good, but I just wanted to show that this non-verbal communication, in many cases, non-verbal communication is spontaneous in nature. Whenever there is a conflict between verbal and non-verbal communication, for example, you are facing an interview, and your body language, or verbal communication, you are saying you are ready to do whatever the company suggests, but your body language suggests something contrary to that. So in that case, the company will go by your body language than your verbal communication, because as I had said earlier, verbal communication can be monitored, can be tailored, but non-verbal communication can never be tailored. Now, it takes a lot of time to tailor your non-verbal communication. Now, Titanic's captain failed to understand the underneath, the size of the mountain which is lying underneath. Now, if you remember my last class, I have talked about practice, habit, and belief. Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So practice, habit, and belief. Now, this is what your non-verbal communication. This is your personality. Now, this is this taking this entire is your personality, but only this much is available to us, or this much only we are able to analyze. So rest of the things are not really known to us. Now, for any people, for any person, he or she alone is responsible if anything goes wrong with his own ship. The ship that you are sailing is, you are the captain. The ship that you are sailing, you are the captain. If the ship gets sink, you are responsible, not your parents, not your teacher, because you are the captain of your ship. So this is how it is. That's what I said. Communication is all about practice. Now, again and again, I said that, unlike other subject like physics, chemistry, math, or any other subject, communication you need to practice a lot, because this non-verbal communication, this gesture, plays a very crucial role when it comes to communication. This one you can tailor on the spot, but this one you cannot tailor on spot. This requires a lot of practice, but this one is not available to us as well. You are the captain of your soul. So the idea here is, no one else under the sun shares your dream. It's only you. Your dream is absolutely your own dream. No one else under the sun will share your dream. So your complete personality is also known only and only to you. No one else under the sun is aware what is lying underneath your personality. So this one requires lot of practice. Non-verbal communication is all about practice. Now, if you keep on practicing, or if you keep on hammering your mind with positive ideas, definitely you will yield a positive result. Last class, if you remember, I showed you that example of अच्छे दिन आने वाला है. Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now, these are all propaganda. You know in what way this propaganda works? Now, if you feed your mind continuously with positive ideas, continuously feed, or hammer your mind continuously with one single idea. Hammer your mind continuously with one single idea, your mind will assume that idea to be true. Let me give you an example. When you are and mind always thinks, and always remember, mind always thinks in terms of picture. For example, when I'm saying mango, what comes to your mind, the color or the shape?
Color. Color.
Both.
Both,
or
sir.
Color.
MANGO? Which one? Is it MANGO or the color and shape? Which one?
Color and shape.
Color, sir.
Color
Color
and
and
shape.
shape.
When I say chair, what comes to your mind?
Shape.
The picture, yes.
Picture of the chair. How many legs?
Four.
4.
Four
Four.
legs.
Four.
Now, mind always remember, mind always thinks in terms of picture. Mind always thinks in terms of picture. It's called mind mapping. You can Google it, mind map. You can Google it. You will know little more about this detail. Mind map. It's a wonderful thing. Mind mapping. Now, once you feed your mind, once you constantly hammer your mind with positive thing, your mind will assume that positive thing to be true. Now these political leaders constantly hammering your mind with a positive thing, or maybe with a propaganda, maybe positive, maybe negative, with the propaganda. And usually these people are very good at selling their propaganda, very good. I mean, look at that people, whoever became successful in their life are very good propaganda sellers, starting from Narendra Modi, Barack Hussein Obama, Mamta Banerjee. Whoever is a very good successful politician is a very good propaganda seller. He may be selling shit to you, but you never know that this person is selling shit to you. This is what propaganda is. अच्छे दिन आने वाला है, whether it's an अच्छे दिन or बुरे दिन, that's a different issue. But still your mind your mind got convinced with the idea that if you cast vote for X political party, definitely अच्छे दिन आने वाला है. Now your mind believes that one. Now if you constantly hammer your mind with this constantly one idea, just only one idea, not multiple idea, just you feed your mind with constantly one idea, your mind will assume to be true. Now, let me give you an example of Abdul Kalam. Did I tell you the story of Abdul Kalam?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, Abdul Kalam wanted to be Indian Air Force pilot. This was his desire. So, with this ambition, he wrote written test and he was cleared. In written test, he was cleared. And for interview, he was called most probably in Dehradun or Shimla. He
Dehradun, sir.
Dehradun, right?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So he couldn't clear that interview. So he thought that that's the end of his dream. So he thought of committing suicide. See, went up the. I mean, climbed the mountain and thought of committing suicide from there. And suddenly he met with a monk, and the monk said that you are meant for higher purpose. Don't commit suicide. And that's the end of it. After that, he became president of India, and he did fly Indian Air Force fighter jet as the president of India. This is called guts. This is called determination. Let me give you another example. Are you familiar with Raghu Ramji Rajan?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Indian
Yes,
government.
sir.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Governor, sir.
No, sir.
Governor, sir.
His signature on money notes.
Yes.
Former governor.
RBI
Yes.
Former
governor.
governor of
What was
RBI.
his qualification?
Former RBI governor.
What was his qualification? What was his qualification? Any of you? Shubhanshu, any idea about his qualification? Sumran?
No, sir.
Sir, you are asking about Raghuram Rajan.
Yes.
Sir, he went to IIT Delhi, then IIM Ahmedabad, and then MIT.
Okay. So during his MBA days in IIM Ahmedabad, he was asked, "What is your ambition?" He just said only one thing. I have only one ambition. I would like to sign in the currency, Indian currency. भारत की नोट पे मेरा साइन होना चाहिए. And he did it. Now this is called determination. For that, only one thing is required. Only on one thing is required. Is called determination. Rest of the thing will fall in line. 200% guarantee. Rest of the thing will fall in line. Even if someone asked me the same, one question in the last class, they said that, sir, if there is only one post and there are multiple contenders, so in that case, I will say willpower. Willpower plays a very crucial role who will get the job. If your willpower is strong than your opponent, then you will win. Now, are you familiar with a guy called Confucius? Any of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
A philosopher.
Huh. Which country?
Chinese
China.
philosophy.
Chinese philosopher. Now, once he said, the greatest glory of sea waves, the greatest glory of sea waves is not in never falling, but falling and rising. So, got the point? It's about falling. It's not sea waves is great, is not because it is not falling, but it is falling and again rising. That's the secret. Now, I told you this one in terms of communication, because when you are communicating, only this portion of your personality is known to you. The rest of the portion is not really known to you. But one thing very surprising is this particular thing decides who you are and what you are. So if you feed your mind with constantly one idea, definitely you will get success. So next thing is communication. When it comes to communication, as I have said, 35% of your communication accounts for verbal, and 65% is called non-verbal communication. Now, what is verbal and what is non-verbal? Verbal communication is, for example, uh, when I'm communicating with you, my voice is reaching you, my visuals are not reaching you. So this voice is only a mode of communication here. So my voice is reaching you and you are interpreting me through my voice. So this one, this voice modulation of the voice is called pitch of the voice. Pitch, pitch or modulation, modulation. Modulation or pitch of the voice sometimes indicates about the person's personality. Now, this one, non-verbal communication, is that aspect of communication which defines through gesture. And one problem with non-verbal communication is non-verbal communication keep on changing based on country, based on culture. For example, Shatanshu is holding the shoulder of Anirudh. Now, in Indian perspective, this is absolutely fine. They are very close friends. But if you do the same thing in UK, they will simply think that your sexual orientation is not straight. So this one, non-verbal communication. In a way, if you are holding someone's shoulder, then it's a close friend. But if you do the same thing in other country, then it is considered something which is not really common. Now, these non-verbal communication, though many a cases neutral, but in some cases it's not really neutral. It connotes a different meaning altogether. So non-verbal communication is quite a few times culture specific as well. For example, when you will go to deeper of non-verbal communication, that time I will say that when you are facing any sort of interview, it is suggested that you should look into the eyes of the person. Now, this is in Indian perspective. But if you do this in Japanese perspective, for example, if you are facing an interview with a company called Shell or a company Google, then eye contact is absolutely necessary. You have to keep into the eyes of the person. Otherwise, it is considered as a you don't have confidence. But on the other way, if you're facing any interview of a Japanese company, say Mitsubishi, then if you are looking into the eyes of the person, it is not really a good gesture. So it is considered as a rude behavior. So before appearing interview for any company, do a thorough homework about the company, which origin, which country, and based on that, you need to tailor your non-verbal communication. So any question till now? Any question? Vivek Singh,
No, sir.
Shatanshu?
No, sir.
Okay.
सर अगर मित्सुबी को जो the one who is coming to test us,
Mhm.
if it all he will be an Indian, so what are we supposed to do? The same thing
Uh,
which we do with the Google companies, sort of.
it is expected, like from the appearance itself, you will get to know the fellow is Indian or Japanese.
Yeah, if it's Indian, it will be in our gesture.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah.
it's going to be the
If it's an
Japanese.
Indian, then eye to eye contact.
Yeah, okay.
And any other question? Okay. Then I move on to the next segment. Next segment is about different types of gesture. One is called single gesture. Another is called cluster gesture. CLUS, cluster, GSTURE. Single gesture is that gesture which signifies only one answer. For example, I am moving my head from left to right. What does it mean, Manish? Manish, roll number 49. Manish, roll number 49. भाग गया कहीं. Roll number 91. Sanjeet. Shilpa Latiare.
Yes,
Am I
sir.
audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
I'm moving my head from left to right. What does it mean? Utkarsh. Please say something. Don't keep quiet. Srishti Soni.
You are saying no to someone.
Right. So when I'm moving my head from left to right, it is significantly no, not something else. Shreyans Jan, I'm moving my head up and down. What does it mean?
Sir, saying yes.
Which one? Shreyans 97.
Yes, sir. Agreeing to something.
Good. So when I'm moving my head from left to right, it's I'm not agreeing. But when I'm moving my head up and down, this means agreeing. So these two gestures are known as single gesture and single gesture because this gesture cannot mean anything else than what I mean. Like left to right, it is negative, and up and down, it's called positive. So these two things are there. This is called single gesture. Next is called cluster gesture. Cluster gesture is, for example, uh, when I'm standing, it's a position of cluster gesture because first thing is my eye contact. Like when I'm standing, I'm looking somewhere. Is it towards the audience or it's towards someone else? So this is called eye contact. First one. Next is movement of my hands. Third one, how what is my standing posture? Like, am I standing on both the legs or I am standing on single leg? If I'm standing on if I'm standing on only one leg, this is not really a good gesture. Now, you will never find an army person standing on one leg. This is not really good gesture. So when I'm standing, I'm conveying multiple things through my body language. First is eye contact. Second is movement my hand. Then is my leg. Multiple things are coming out from one single posture. That's why this is called cluster gesture. Any question about this? Yes, Vivek.
Sir, by standing with one leg means whole of your weight is supported by one leg,
One leg. This is
or
not really
means
good. This is not really a good gesture. It's a wrong one.
So what does it mean? So standing on a leg.
Meaning I don't remember, but this is not really a good gesture. It's a wrong one. This is a wrong gesture. And anything else?
Sir, what is the way of standing in professional meetings?
Professional, if you are standing, then equal pressure should be there in both the legs.
And sir,
Equal
hand.
hand depends. For example, if you are sitting, keep your hands on your lap. Otherwise, you can keep it on the table also. But keeping on table is not really good. It is better to keep it on your lap. And I'll show you one thing. Like when you are facing interview and this type of hand gesture, this is okay. But if your hand is in fisted mood, FIST, this fisted mood, for example, if your company is saying something and you are verbally you are saying yes, you are ready to do, but your body language is like this, the company is likely not to recruit you, not likely to take you, because this is called defensive attitude. Or I mean, you are not really ready what your other person is going to say. So you should not keep your hand in this position. Got my point?
Yes, sir.
Any question?
So then how are we supposed to keep?
It is better to keep on your lap. Otherwise, this portion is good, but particularly this feasted mood. This if you are opening your palm like this is fine. But the thing is that if you are keeping your hands in a feasted mood like this is not really a good attitude. It is always
So what if,
neutral. Yes, boy.
pardon me, sir, if anyone is standing, so what should be their hand gesture?
Hand gesture, for example, you can keep it. I mean, in your side, or you can don't. I mean, you can don't fold your hands like this.
Suppose a person is standing before me,
Mhm.
so if I want to just hear what he's saying, and I want to show him that I'm interested in what
Mhm.
the other person is trying to say, so what should be my hand gesture? Should I put my hands on the pocket or in the back?
No, 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 not at all. Not in pocket. It's in neutral position. Pocket, like when you are keeping your hands in pocket, that's an audacity kind of thing. Just in neutral position, it should be in your left hand side and right hand side.
Just like
Got my
standing, my hands will be free.
Your hands should
No,
be free, but don't move it. Simple, be normal. Okay. Any other question? Any other question? No. Okay. Someone text one. Okay. Attention position will be all right. Attention position, not really, because in army it's fine, but when in normal mood, you cannot stand in this attention position. People will call you mechanical. So my next thing is called paralinguistic. Single gesture, cluster gesture is clear. Any question? Next feature is called paralinguistic. It's all about modulation of voice. Like when I'm saying twinkle twinkle little star, my voice is moving up and down. This modulation of the voice is called pitch of the voice. This is called paralinguistic feature. Now, when you are calling your call center, what response do you get first? Tarun Gupta, 105.
yes, sir.
When you are calling call center, what response you get first?
They first greet you, sir.
Okay, like,
Like hello, good evening, and
okay,
they will start to ask you why have you called.
good. So first they greet you, even though maybe the last person have blasted the fellow, but it is not. I mean, it is not really. What will I say? Uh, will be not will be reflected in their tone. Like when, for example, X blasted that consumer care guy because of whatever reason, then why calling him again? Why, when calling, why will be greeted with a polite language like "How may I help you?" or "Good evening, good morning, sir." So this kind of modulation means variation or pitch of the voice. For example, as I have said, twinkle twinkle little star, I am modifying my voice, modifying or modulating my voice as per the situation. Now this voice modulation is required because for example, when you are speaking to your friend, your voice will be in a free flow, but when you are speaking to your parents or when you are speaking to your faculty, it should be in a polite manner. So this is how the modulation of the voice. From modulation of the voice, you can sometimes get to know about the mood of that particular person. This is called paralinguistic feature. Any question about paralinguistic feature? Any question? No question. Okay. Next is I'm talking about next feature that's called OCCULICS, oculics. Oculics is all about movement of eyes. As I have said at the very beginning, your movement of eyes speaks a lot about your body language. For example, if you are looking into the eyes of the person and answering the questions, you are considered as confident. But for example, if you are looking into the ceiling or looking down, this means you would have a lack of confidence. For example, you are some interviewer asks you a question and you are looking outside the window. This means you are not really interested to face this interview. So this kind of things are there. So these plays a very crucial role when it comes to communication. And next thing I'm calling is called chronomics. CHRONEMICS. Next is called chronomics. Now, chronomics is all about time. Uh, Countries like first world countries give much importance to time. They are very much specific. When it's a 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock is dot 10 o'clock. But if it's a 10 o'clock in India, 10 o'clock means 10:15 and sometimes 10:30 as well. Because these third world countries do not take time seriously. Now, the problem with time is that if you do not stick to your time, people will take you leisurely. People whoever got successful in their life paid huge attention to time, because if you know good rationing of time, then time you will command the time. But if you are not in a position to command the time, time will command you. In third world countries, it's a big problem that 10 o'clock means sometime 10:50, sometime even 10:30 as well. But in India dollars, okay. So it depends. But in foreign countries, particularly, I know I went to UK for one presentation. My time was 10 o'clock, and I'm a biggest example of that. So I thought that 10 o'clock means definitely at that time temperature was around 12 degree. So I thought 10 o'clock, 12 degree, nobody will turn up. So I went there around 10 or 10:05. So my slot was assigned to someone else, and the coordinator said, since you are running late, so we kept your name at the end. So that's how it is. Third world countries take time leisurely, but first world countries take time seriously. Chronomics is all about the management of time. There is a guy called Randy Pausch, Randy, Randy, Pausch. He was a professor of artificial intelligence in Carnegie Mellon University, CMU. So one lecture of Randy Pausch is available on YouTube on time management. If you want, you can check the video. It's a very good video. So rationing of time. If you can ration the time properly, it's very good. If you cannot, then time will take you for a ride. So that's all for today. If you have any question, you can ask me.
So, I'm very curious about when you want to convey something to a person, like you want to explain how your idea works. So, what should be your best like body language to show them that you are confident about your idea, and the person who is standing in front of you will be interested in listening what you want to say.
It's all about how you are presenting, the language you are using, and when you have the complete command over it, it will be reflected in your language. Like I'll ask you to look at the presentation, like when Tim Cook is presenting, or say Google CEO Sundar Pichai, when he is presenting. The I forgot the exact video. He is basically saying that when Google location you are sharing, it's all about geopolitical space also Google will share. So look at that video when Sundar Pichai is representing to you a one new feature of Google. So these people watch their promotional video. These people are booming with energy when they are coming for a presentation like Tim Cook, Sundar Pichai. Look at their way these people are presenting. You will get to know how their body languages are good. Clear, Tarun?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and
So basically, I can watch other people and try to copy what they are doing.
uh, just check. After that, if once you keep on watching them, then it will inculcate. It will be inculcated in your behavior as well.
Yes, sir.
And moreover, physical interaction is required, Torun. That's the main thing. Physical interaction is, I mean, initial days you might face some problem like stage fear and phobia. But once you start interacting, not virtually, physically, then these fear will go away.
So I have a clothes shop and I'm selling clothes since I was 9. So I'm experimenting with my customers how their body language works. But in when I come to the professional life, in entrepreneurship, it is completely different. Like uh, when you want to talk to a dealer, more which is bigger than you, like a wholesaler, you have to convince them what the what you customer really wants. So get a lot of problem in that, sir.
So that's what I said. It's a real life issues when you face. That time only, the theoretical knowledge is not really going to help you over there. That's what I said, that to watch a real life example.
Sure, sir.
Okay, Tarun. Real life example, because whatever I'm teaching you, these are all theoretical thing, and moreover, I don't have any opportunity to show you it in practical. That's why I
Yes, sir.
asked you watch these people's videos. It might help you.
Yes, sir. So when our offline class begin, will are you going to take lecture in this, like body languages and how to speak in interviews and to other people?
I try these things in my lab as well, but this is not going to happen to you guys. This semester will go like this only. Okay, anything else?
Yes, sir. One second.
Ah,
So, what is the study of grammar of a language? Study about grammar of a language.
okay, wait a second. That okay, the last question, okay. Uh wait a second. It's called syntax. It's called syntax. Syntax.
So, what is morphology, sir?
That one I'm still I give some time. I'm not actually. I didn't get time. This one.
Okay,
Kick
sure,
the
sir.
bucket. Actually, I'll explain. Whole is not a combination of parts. Like when you look at the picture, complete picture is consist of small holes. But here, kick the bucket. If you combine this, I mean, if you take out the individual meaning of kick the bucket, you will not get the complete meaning. That's why I said that in the question, whole is not a combination of part. So which one is falsifying this statement? So this is the kick the bucket is the answer because it is falsifying the statement. Okay. Paragraph I have not yet completed. Once I complete, I'll get back to you guys. Don't worry. When I said yes, I will take care of it. Any other question? No question. So thank you. See you on Thursday.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Bye,
sir.
sir.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
sir.
Thank
Sir,
you, sir.
have you any idea about